Every book in this library contains a lesson someone once needed. Hidden beyond the last hills stood an ancient orchard where silver leaves never fell, no birds ever sang, and even the wind seemed afraid to enter. People called it the Silent Orchard. At its center, legends spoke of the heart fruit. Whoever reached it would discover the courage to become who they were truly meant to be. Kings searched for it. Warriors searched for it. Dreamers searched for it. Yet almost no one reached the center. Some returned frightened. Some abandoned their dreams forever. Others were found beneath the trees, whispering to people no one else could see. Only one warning survived through the generations. If the voices begin speaking, don't answer. One autumn morning, a young traveler named Jeff stood before the orchard. He had spent years chasing dreams he never finished. Each time life asked him to take a difficult step, something inside always pulled him back. When he heard the legend of the heart fruit, he wondered if this journey might finally change him. So he stepped inside. The silence was unsettling. No insects, no birds, only endless rows of silver trees. For a while, nothing happened. Then someone whispered, "Jeff." He turned instantly. No one, only empty paths. He walked again. "You should leave." The voice came from somewhere behind him, cold, calm, certain. Jeff searched between the trees. Nothing. Then another voice spoke. "You've never finished anything." His heart skipped. No stranger could know that. He hurried forward. The voices followed. "You'll fail again. You always do. You were never meant to reach the center." The deeper Jeff walked, the more the orchard seemed to close around him. Every path looked uncertain. Every shadow felt alive. The voices never shouted. They simply spoke with absolute confidence. And somehow, that made them terrifying. Hours later, Jeff noticed figures beneath the trees. An old man stared at the ground, repeating, "I can't do it." A young woman whispered, "It's too late." A traveler sat laughing softly while arguing with someone invisible. Jeff finally understood. The orchard wasn't trapping people. The voices were. Fear tightened around him. Maybe they were right. Maybe turning back was wiser. The voices softened. "Sit down. Rest. You've tried enough." Jeff lowered himself beneath a tree. Instantly, the whispers became comforting. No more disappointment. No more failing. No more trying. He closed his eyes. Then, he heard something different. A gentle scraping sound. Opening his eyes, Jeff saw an old gardener quietly pulling weeds from the ground. Relieved, Jeff hurried toward him. "Please help me. There are voices in this orchard." The gardener looked puzzled. "Voices? They followed me since I entered. They know my name. They know everything I've ever feared." The old man looked around. "I hear only silence." Jeff stared at him. "How can you not hear them?" Instead of answering, the gardener pulled a small weed from the soil. He held it in his hand. If weeds grow in a garden, do they become flowers simply because they're growing there? Jeff shook his head. "No." The gardener smiled. "Then why believe every voice simply because it grows in your mind?" Jeff froze. The voices whispered urgently, "Don't listen." The gardener continued quietly. "The orchard has no voices, Jeff. It has silence. And silence has a strange gift. It lets people hear what has been speaking inside them all along. Everything stopped. The whispers, the fear, even Jeff's breathing. He looked back at the travelers beneath the trees. They weren't haunted. They were listening. Listening so completely, they had forgotten they could choose. Jeff looked at the gardener. How do I make them disappear? You don't. They may follow you for the rest of your life. Jeff's shoulders fell. Then how do I reach the center? The gardener smiled. You keep walking while they speak. Jeff took one step. Immediately the voices returned. You'll fail. Another step. You're not enough. Another. Turn back. His legs trembled. His heart raced. The voices sounded exactly the same, but something inside him had changed. For the first time, he realized a voice could speak without being obeyed. Step after step, the whispers grew weaker, not because they had become quieter, because Jeff had stopped giving them authority. At last, the trees opened into a moonlit clearing. There stood the oldest tree in the orchard. Jeff searched every branch. There was no heart fruit, only empty limbs reaching toward the sky. He turned to the gardener. The legend was false? The old man smiled. People believe they come here searching for the heart fruit. He gently placed a hand on Jeff's shoulder. But the orchard was never growing fruit. It was growing you. In that moment, Jeff understood. Every fearful voice, every difficult step, every choice to keep walking had grown the courage he thought he was searching for. The voices whispered one last time, "You'll hear us again." Jeff smiled. I know, but you are no longer leading the way. Years later, when people asked Jeff what he found inside the silent orchard, he always gave the same answer. I found no magical fruit. I found the listener. Because your thoughts may speak. Your fears may sound convincing. Your doubts may know your deepest wounds. But they are only voices. And the greatest freedom in life begins the moment you realize you are the one choosing whether to follow them. The book is closed, but your story